Hi, welcome to today's Yin Yang flow and balancing out our Yin and Yang. So this class is going to focus on finding the qualities of Yin and Yang in all aspects, in all situations. So those two qualities are always present in every situation in life, just sometimes they're a little bit out of balance. So it's bringing a little bit of that awareness to those energies to see what we need a little bit more of. And sometimes in different situations, we need a little bit more of the yin or the yang. So with that, we're going to get started with a more dynamic, more energizing, outward practice, which is a more yang practice, creating fire, and then finishing with a little bit more of a yin practice where we're going to go more inward, more downward, grounding, passive poses. And for some, it's much harder to do the more yin, and some it's harder to do the yang, as we might be more used to one or the other qualities. So it's nice just to kind of reflect as we're moving through the mat to see what is going on and why maybe we're resisting one or the other practice, because maybe it's reflecting something in our daily life. So with that, we're going to get started. We're going to start in Tadasana, feet around hip width apart, just to feel the grounding deep into the ground. And with the inhales, we're going to lift our arms up, maybe pressing the palms of the hands together. And as we exhale, hands in front of the heart. Continue at your own pace, following the rhythm of the breath. The breath is always a good indicator of what's going on. So through the practice, see if the breath is telling you any of these two qualities. Is the breath more yin, more yang? And last one, bringing the hands in front of the heart. We're going to continue with two Surya Namaskar A's. Inhale, arms up. On the exhale, hinge forward, reaching for the mat with both hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, plant the hands next to the feet, step or float back through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog for 3 breaths. On the last exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or float towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step or float back through your vinyasa. Three rounds of breath in your down dog. On the next exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. Bringing both arms in front of each other, palms of the hands facing one another. In a dynamic way, almost as if we were imagining we were pulling a bow and arrow. We're going to grab the bow, pulling it back, lengthening the arm towards the back, and dropping the arm to meet the left. Making sure both hip bones are facing forward, so we're only twisting through the spine. And grabbing the other side, lengthening the left arm, dropping it down to meet the right. Continue. We're going to do a couple rounds of these. Simple movement, but with repetition, you'll feel the intensity build through the upper back. Maybe looking back as you twist. We're going to do 2 more on each side. Last one on each side. And both arms meet in front of each other, releasing them down next to the torso. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. 1 round of Surya Namaskar B. Dropping the sits bones, knees are shifting back, 5 full rounds of breath. Heart lifts. One more round of breath, and on the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, planting the hands next to the feet, step or float back through your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, reaching the right knee into the nose, placing the foot between your hands, dropping the back heel at a 45-degree angle, lifting the torso up, warrior 1. Inhale, and release down back onto the mat. Step back plank pose, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Other side, bringing the left foot between your hands, dropping the back foot down at a 45-degree angle, lifting the torso up. Inhale, and lower the hands down. Step it back, plank pose, floating through your vinyasa. Inhale, and on the exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, coming back through Utkatasana chair pose. 1 full round of breath. Inhale, and lengthen it all out, bringing the hands in front of the heart. We'll continue and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. On the exhale, step or float back through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up towards the ceiling. Bringing the right knee towards the left elbow, crossing it over. Lifting the leg, hold, hold, hold. And lengthen back. Right knee towards the right elbow. Lift, don't let the hips drop, don't let the leg drop, and lengthen back. Right knee into the nose and step the foot between your hands. Warrior 1 on the right side. Both hip bones are facing up and forward. Long spine, inhale, and open up, warrior 2. Hold here, shoulders over the hips, maybe bending that front leg a little deeper. Bringing this right thigh as parallel to the mat as possible. Reverse a warrior, walking the left hand along the left leg, and windmill your hands down. Step back, plank pose. Come through your vinyasa. Stepping the left foot between your hands. Dropping the back heel, warrior 1. Sorry, I forgot we'll do it on the way back. Warrior 1. Forgot the knee towards the elbows. I bet you guys were happy. And open up, warrior 2. Lengthening the arms. If I were to push against the hands, you'd resist my force. And reverse a warrior, walking the right hand along the right leg, lengthening the left side of the body. Inhale. And windmill the hands down. Step it back through plank. Either hips up, downward facing dog, or go through your vinyasa. Lifting the left leg up. Knee towards the right elbow, crossing it over, belly button scooping in and up. and lengthen back. Left knee towards the left elbow. Lift, lift, lift. Don't let them drop. And lengthen back. Left knee in towards the nose. Hold. And lengthen back. Dropping the left leg downward facing dog. Inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Step or hop towards the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, coming all the way up to standing. Hands in front of the heart. We're going to come into a kneeling position, down onto the ground, either hands long or at the hips, tiptoes or the whole foot on the ground, slowly coming into a kneeling position. Maybe if the whole foot is on the ground, try for it not to lift. And once you reach into a kneeling position, or into a squatting position rather, slowly come into Navasana. Holding here. In just a second, we're going to move through a dynamic exercise. We're going to cross the ankles, pressing the hands against the mat, scooping the belly button, reaching the hips back, and coming back through Navasana. We're going to do that 5 more times. Pressing through the hands, scooping the belly button, rounding the back. It's okay if you don't actually lift off the mat, but the effort of pulling the belly button is going to do all the core work. And continue. 3 more. Continue at your own pace. Last one. And we're all going to meet in Navasana and relaxing our feet onto the mat. We're going to bring the right leg inside of the left thigh, shifting our torso over towards the left leg and we're going to coming into the yin poses. We're going to melt over the left leg. A way I found really nice to describe yin poses is to find the quality of shavasana in these poses. So really effortlessness, sort of completely relax and give up the torso over the leg, even if it's not that low. If you're here, that's fine. If you have a pillow or bolster, it's nice to hug it when you're folding over. We're going to hold here for a couple moments. Observing what's going on inside as we begin to come down, level down the energy, come into the ground. And for some, it can be easy, and for others, we can want to fidget and move and hesitate as we're here for such still and long poses. And as many great meditating teachers say, meditation and going inward, it's not about resisting the thoughts and fighting off the hesitation and the frustration as we sit here still, but it's rather about getting curious in it, seeing why and what is going on without fighting it, without resisting the hesitation. And slowly coming all the way back up, we're going to take the right leg over the left, keeping the transition slow and heavy, kind of keeping these yin qualities through the transitions. And we're either going to stay here in half Gomukhasana, or we're going to bring the left heel towards the outer right glute. And once again, melt over our legs. It's okay if we can't lower that much, but we want to keep that same quality of heaviness in the torso without tensing the sides of the neck or the shoulders. In today's world, Yin is a practice that many can hesitate to practice as we have become very uncomfortable with stillness. And sometimes what we feel most uncomfortable with, or what we resist the most, is what we need the most. So again, look at it with a curious perspective. And instead of resisting it, dive deeper into it. Slowly coming all the way up. We're going to do the other side, lengthening the right leg, bringing the left foot inside of the right leg, melting over the right thigh, the right leg, relaxing the sides of the neck, the torso. Non-effort in these poses. Maybe closing your eyes, tuning inward to listen to yourself a little deeper. And coming back up. This time taking the left leg over the right, stacking the knees, either staying here or bringing the bottom leg towards the outer glute, outer hip, and melting over. Staying low, staying with the heaviness through the torso. And lifting back up. Slowly coming onto our bellies. Bringing the elbows in towards our ribs as we open the heart. Relaxing the head and just letting the torso do its thing as it opens the chest. So the elbows can come in closer towards the ribs or out. If you have a bolster, it's nice to place it under your ribs to support you up. If not, we'll do with what we have and just relax here. Closing your eyes, if it feels right. And bringing presence to what's going on, both physically and mentally, which are both pretty intertwined. we become very fidgety and restless, it's nice to come back to an anchor, which in many meditation practices, the most common one is the breath. Bringing your awareness to each inhale and exhale. And slowly releasing the torso down, we're going to push ourselves back into child's pose. Either knees wide apart or together. Arms by your side or to the front. Again, if you have a pillow, it's nice to place a bolster between your legs under your torso for support, but if not, we'll just melt onto the ground. Coming into our final yin pose for today's class. And slowly walking your hands back in. Coming into a kneeling position, bringing your hands in front of your heart. Bowing down in gratitude. Namaste. Remember that the full class is an hour long and it's on YouTube. It's a very, very energizing and just really rewarding class. So I encourage you to try it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and see you next time.